Hey guys, X here. Welcome back to another video. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to talk about Savannah Monitor, diapause or aestivation. So in Africa, through January through about May or June, it's extremely hot and there's no water. So Savannah monitors will go through a diapause, which is basically just like a dormant period where they don't eat or drink anything. They don't go to sleep or like brumate or anything like that. They stay awake the whole time. Most of the time they spend their time up in trees. And they'll come out and bask, but they remain pretty sedentary. They won't move around or do much, just bask and sleep. And during this time, they basically live off of their fat reserves and the fat in their tail. And from what I've read, the first month or two, they use up the fat in their tail and they start looking pretty bad. But then the last few months, they actually start to look better, which is weird. And I got this information from savmon.org, which is ran by Daniel Bennett. He's been studying them in Africa for about 30 years on and off. There's not much information about diapause with these guys, so I don't have a whole lot to go on. That's pretty much, that website's like almost the only source of information I have on this. I'm not sure anybody in the US does this. I know there's a few people in the UK that I've seen on Instagram that do this, but as far as people in the US, I'm not sure anybody really does it, which may be a reason why we don't have much captive bred Savannah monitors in the hobby. I'm trying to change that. That's my goal. I like my snakes and everything, but my main goal is to try and get a captive bred Savannah monitors to offer to people. I think it'd be really cool. These guys are awesome lizards. I think they're great first time monitors. They aren't very big. They look pretty cool. I like the big heads. It's the main reason I don't like Ackie monitors. I don't like the small peanut heads on them. I like the big heads, which is another reason why I like carpet pythons. They have big heads and they just look cool, like pit bulls. But yeah, I haven't given this one any food for the last 2 weeks. I think the last time I fed was December 23rd. So we're coming up on about 2 weeks of no food. And I haven't really seen much of a difference. I mean, it's only been 2 weeks, so body condition still looks good. Probably going to do a weekly update on them, just to document it, put stuff out there on how this goes. I mean, hopefully everything goes well and I can report back good news every week, but I think there needs to be more things out there on Savannah monitors so we can all improve our keeping on these guys. You know, everybody disagrees on how to keep them. You know, some people say they're only insectivores. Other people feed them rodents. I only feed insects, but I think if you feed rodents, it won't be that bad as long as you're not feeding a ton of rodents. And I think the diapause period is a big part of it. If you feed rodents, they should have those a few months off, so that way they can get rid of all that fat in their body. A lot of people just feed rodents, like multiple rodents, multiple times a week without giving them any time off, and they just get fat and end up dying of fatty liver disease or whatever else, you know. When they get too fat, their fat bodies, they just start pushing all their organs up, so they eventually just crush all their organs inside of them, and they die of complications from that. When Daniel Bennett dissected some in Africa, they only had insects in their stomach, and their fat bodies were, I think, like 2 to 4% on average in adult Savannah monitors, and I think in captivity they average over 50%, so that's a pretty big jump. And feeding rodents and then no diapause probably greatly contributes to that. So I think we can all do a little bit better job. No, I'm not going to try and say feed one way or the other. Everybody's going to do what they want to do. So it is what it is. I have my ideas on it. Everybody else has their ideas on it. I think we can all just do a better job and put a little more research into these animals. Some people don't want to put that much research into them because it's only like, you know, you can get them for $50, $40, whatever it is at Petco and wherever else. So it's not a very expensive animal, and people just say it's not that expensive, so I don't have to put that much effort into it, but it could be farther from the truth. I've put more effort into this lizard, which is my cheapest animal I have here, and I've put more effort into her than I've put into any of my other animals. Like, I have snakes that are, $600-700, and I put effort into them, but they don't need as much effort as this $50 lizard does. So I'm going to probably try and do a weekly videos to update on how the body condition is and the activity level and everything. Keep everybody updated, so there's a little information out there on YouTube about diapause, because there's not a whole lot. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.